Welcome to Starfinder. We are a short-form podcast on the Into the Dungeon network. The best way to support us and what we are doing is through word of mouth. So if you enjoy the show today, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and of course tell your friends. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to tonight's Starfinder stream. I think the announcement for this week is that we are having another game next Sunday night. I believe that's the first. We're not streaming Night of Halloween. Does anybody else have any announcements?
Yes. So our next Azkazir game, which I want to make sure I get the date right, it's our D&D 5th editions. We played last weekend, so it would be the weekend of the 8th. So Sunday the 8th. We are actually going to be doing a giveaway. We've got a really neat dice box that's custom and handmade by one of our players. We don't have the... we will be sharing very soon via social media what it's going to look like and what you would be getting if you win. But we will be doing a giveaway midstream on the 8th.
Very nice.
That's
awesome.
That's the only announcement I have. Oh, and the shirts. Shirts are probably going to go live for sale at the beginning of November.
Oh, nice.
Justin?
Yes.
Can you adjust my picture a little bit so that I'm not, like, towards the side?
Yeah, I got you. Well, you don't have to wait on me. I'll fix it while we're going.
Got it. All right. So, anybody want to get that 50 experience about what we did last session? Oh, also, I guess another announcement that I should have brought up. Kyle's joining us now from Azkazir. My understanding is that he's going to have to step away from the Azkazir game to join us, and everybody welcome him.
Welcome.
And, now we can go to the recap for whoever wants it.
I'll do one. For real this time. Yeah. A real one. We had gone back to the tier offices on Avalon after fleeing the scene, dealing with Officer Crook. Upon arriving there, we meet with Officer Bear, who tells us that they've got all this evidence. They see that Officer Crook was clearly crooked. They want us to sign this NDA, and so we can avoid all this legal nonsense. And Captain Jin is like, no. No, we're obviously going to go into business. You have a problem. We have a problem. Like, we need to work together. No NDAs required. So we work out a deal where we get some security badges. We trick Wretch into thinking that we were cops the whole time. And I think Jin had some successful dialogue and some successful dice rolls to make that happen. And we were trying to figure out more about what happened to Rima. We got the text message saying that she was done with our shenaniganry. And we don't know where she is. I'm missing something. Oh, we interrogated Wretch and got some information about an NPC or a person we haven't met yet named Deep, who is apparently like this middleman for Van Cott's people. At least I think Passenger assumes he's some sort of a middleman. And then, right as we get to the end of the episode, we get a text message on Officer Crook's phone, or at least maybe the copy or the duplicate we made of his the clone of his phone, from Deep, saying that he missed his rendezvous. And I don't remember if we cut right there or if we did anything immediately after that, but I think that's where we cut. That's the recap as Passenger remembers it.
All right. Well, thank you, 50 experience to you. And we're actually going to start tonight's game off not with the three amigos, but with Rima. So Rima, through a series of strangely fortunate events where a door was left unlocked, several times, and she was able to escape fairly easily. You have found yourself back at the Megaplex at a hotel. Let's start with you.
Is this after I've contacted?
Yes, after the stuff we talked about.
So I'm gonna go to that bar then that he told me to go to. I'm gonna leave Elu in the box in the hotel room, because I don't want to be seen carrying it around. It'd be kind of noticeable. And then I'm gonna head to that bar and look for
All right. Do you remember who it was?
Jimmy.
All right. You head down pretty early in the morning, and the place is relatively empty, save for a Vesk in one corner and a small little raptor individual at the bar.
Did Eli tell me what Demi's race was?
No. He told you what you needed to know.
So I'm gonna go up to the bar and get the bartender's attention and say, hey, I'm looking for a Demi. Is anyone in here?
The Anasite looks at you with whatever you assume is an eye. It glows at least. And it says in your language something that you can't hear.
But is it like it's like a robot? So like the mouth like lights up so she can't read?
Yeah, pretty much.
The dog! Cool! Turn to
Demi, what you hear is her asker is a Vlakin, basically a wolf person, come in and ask if there's a Demi here, and the Anasite says, I do not give out customer names so easily. You'll have to ask around.
Okay. How far away did this character sit away from me?
Like
Are they pretty
3 or 4
close,
seats?
Okay. I picture Demi being like kind of short, like on a stool, and so he has to kind of like peek up, like he's like you wouldn't notice he was there if you hadn't actually looked throughout the bar. He kind of waves a little bit. You see a little kind of red and orange feathered Hannikin, which is like essentially in layman's terms, it is a raptor, little tiny, small, like 2.5 foot tall raptor.
A pocket raptor.
So if obviously I can't talk to the bartender, and I've figured that out. I look to the closest person there. I see the little space raptor.
You see a tiny waving hand.
And I say, hey, I'm going to talk to you telepathically so that I can actually hear, if that's cool. Okay, switching over now, and then switch over to telepathic. It's like, are you Demi?
Demi's gonna kind of like go wide-eyed for a second, be like, just kind of look around very confusing, be like, yes, and telepathically, I guess, as much thinks it in his head.
You can just talk. I mean, she'll be able to understand your thoughts that were put to your words.
Oh,
but
okay.
You can, if you really tried, you could just telepathically back, I believe.
Okay, then I will try to telepathically back say yes.
Oh wow, that was easy. I I'm only saying this telepathically. I was sent here by Eli. You know him?
Yes, I know. Yes, I know the Eli's. He sent me. Are you the Rima?
Yeah, I'm Rima. You have the codes?
Yes, I have the codes, but I cannot tell them to you. They are in here.
That's totally fine. He's not. Are you thinking about the codes? Am I getting that accidentally?
No.
That's totally fine. I don't need to know them. I just need your help. I gotta get someone to safety. I thought Eli could get me on a plane out of here, on a ship out of here, but apparently that's not happening. So we need to go try to find my old crew and see if they're still here. You ready to leave?
Yes, I has everything, and he takes like a little backpack that's like twice his size almost, and he'll hop down from a stool and waddle on over, I guess.
Do you need help carrying that?
Oh no, that's fine.
All right. Let's. I gotta go back to my hotel room and pick something up real quick. You wanna come with me?
Okay, yes, go. I go.
All right. I start leading him back to the hotel, and on the way back, I'm just gonna make some small talk. Like, so where are you from originally?
Oh, I'm from. Oh God, did I exit out of the page? I did.
Some
doing
faraway place that you don't need to worry about right now.
Yeah.
Maybe when we get to know each other better.
An alien.
Yeah.
New character, who dis?
Yeah, very much.
Cool. Yeah, I give him my entire life story.
Like an hour of that is talking positively about Jin, right?
It's not that long. It's not that far of a walk to the hotel.
I'm excited for you to meet my best buddy, Cryptus.
So I get the case with the Elu in it.
Yep, you guys have
think
the case.
We're gonna
Where are you
head.
gonna go?
I guess I'm gonna just try to sneak back to the shipyard and hope no one recognizes me as having snuck out of the tier offices.
Demi is completely oblivious to all of these things, so he's just following behind her.
I don't know. That was all included in the life story. You've got the whole.
Oh, okay.
You know
That's right.
everything.
That's right.
Like her middle school friend that betrayed her, the whole thing. So this, if by my notes, this is like almost 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning of the pretty much the next day. Your crewmates, as far as I know, have not rested since you guys landed. But you guys do get back to, you two get back to the shipyards, and when you get there, there is a crew of anacites all working on the ship and like adding things and, you know, installing turrets, and they're working extremely fast, like almost as if it's like just a mission, like they came in and like there was a factory just to upgrade this thing. And, you know, it seemed from what you can tell, they're like halfway done with the upgrades, like as they're in the middle of the ship, just adding armor and turrets and sensors and going down.
Oh God, I hope they haven't thrown my stuff away.
So this your ship? Where crew?
Let's just go in and see.
You
Go
guys walk into the ship. The Anacytes look at you. Demi, you hear the Anacyte request say, is this small thing a +1 first officer?
I don't hear anything, so I'm just walking.
Anacyte just turns, kind of like, okay, if the first officer's not going to respond, I'm not going to stop them from entering.
They really should make these things more accessible.
So you guys just walk onto the ship. I mean, they recognized you just because of the net, but Demi, they didn't recognize. So you just walk onto the ship with Demi. Everything seems to be in place. There's a lot of upgrades, some new computer systems.
If the layout of the ship is still the same, I'm gonna head up to Captain Jin's quarters and just like knock really loud, assuming that they're asleep right now.
There's no one there. You wait, nothing happens.
Well, let's go wait in the galley. Have you eaten recently, Demi?
Yeah, I ate before you showed up. I full. I'm full.
Okay, well, we've got stuff to drink too. You wanna? Let's just go. And I keep talking. I'm telling him everything that I know about like everyone I've ever met.
Are you telling about the box?
Yes.
Okay, so you get a really interesting story about the box and like a ghost story at the same time. Since you guys are going to just go up to the galley and chit chat, we're going to turn the camera over to the captain, his science officer, and his engineer. You guys were at the precinct and talking about what to do next.
As a bad note, Chief Engineer isn't actually there. Cryptus went off with Officer Charles to ensure Wretch got back to his cell safely. So
He did.
just have
He
to
did.
turn Captain.
Yeah. And we were sitting there talking about Wretch, if I remember correctly. And that's when the PCU received the message from Deep about a rendezvous. So Jen looked up at Passenger and he's like, we need to go talk to Beer. Is it Bear or Beer?
Bear.
E-R-E,
A bar.
Bear? Bear bar? Okay. And we quickly, we hustled. Passenger probably wasn't expecting Jin to be moving as fast as he was, but Jin's, got a spring in his step. And Jin whips out his PC with one of his hands and messages Cryptus. He's like, hey, when you're done with that, meet us at Beer. Deep messaged Crook. And then we're going to run down to Beer's office. Because he should still be there. We just talked to him an hour or two ago.
I'm pretty sure you talked to him over the phone.
Oh, no, we Officer Beer, we were in his office.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah, I do specifically remember role-playing him leaving. Packing his things, locking his door while you guys went to go see Wretch.
Yeah, because it's really in the morning.
It's like 2, 3 a.m. You guys have been here for almost 2 days with no sleep.
Our sleep was interrupted. I got enough.
He says with a -4 to his rolls.
All right, so Jin will look up at Passenger and he'll say, we kind of have to keep this Deep in play, right? We can't let him know that Crook is out of play, so... Passenger, if I send a message from this clone, will it go as if it came from Crook's PCU?
It would, yes.
He shrugs all four shoulders and he responds, there's been a development. I have Wretch. We are going to my place. We have to get off this planet. Have them meet us there. And I sent them.
with only a few seconds passing, you see a few dots, the typing, pop up, and it comes back. You missed your rendezvous. If you want any further work, kill him. Kill Wretch.
I send back a thumbs up emoji, and then I said, "Do you need the body?"
No.
I was gonna say, do you think this deep knows that the brain, the android brain, has gone missing?
I look at Passenger and like all four arms, and he's like, "We don't really know what this deep might know unless we go talk to Crook. We don't even know if he's still alive."
As these message interchanges are happening, I'd like to, kind of assuming that the signal's got to be bouncing off the infosphere on this planet. I'm kind of curious if I could do like a hacking check and see if I could triangulate an approximate location of deep. Is that possible?
It's going to be a high DC.
Okay, that's fair.
But you can certainly try.
And that's all my bonuses minus -4, right?
If you're affected by sleep, yeah.
Minus -4 would be the same as adding 4.
Technically correct, but he meant subtracting 4 from being super tired.
Clearly,
I love how he looks right into the camera.
Clearly, I've failed with my -4 intelligence. All right, let's see here. Jerk. Computers, so 7 minus 4, so that would be +3. Plus, but I have my hacking kit, so is that +2? Plus 2? +2?
Yes.
Okay, so it's going to be 6. No, that's a 5. 5 plus 6.
Oh, you get a location for sure, but it's right where you're at.
The captain, he's in the building with us.
In fact, you tracked your own phone.
Or perhaps I looked at the wrong device.
Jin's he was standing there trying to think of how to keep Deep in play, how to keep Crook in play, and he looks over at you. He's like, "But Wretch told us that he was on the Flourishing Prophets station near Akaton. Why would he be in the building?"
You're right, Captain. I'm lacking sleep.
No, I don't think he's here. I think he's hired a team of some sort. Honestly, it's starting to look like this might have been the first time Crook ever talked to this Deep. He might not even be involved in the gang. He could have just been bored and seen a way out of his corporate job. We really need to talk to him. And Jin's just kind of standing there, like mentally kind of trying to process everything, but a part of him is literally just waiting to hear the heavy tread of Cryptus walking in.
Cryptus, what you doing, bud?
So, I'm stomping along behind Officer and Wretch, and I don't know if Wretch is perceptive enough to note the stomping behind him. This would be the first time he has seen me since his arrest. But
he's aware. He's not turning his head because he pretty much assumed you're a cop as well.
so as I get to the cell, I grab Officer Char's shoulder, say, "Okay, hey Char, you and I both know someone's gonna try and kill this little bastard. You have an empty cell near here. Let's put him in the empty cell and not register him just yet."
He's already been registered?
Yeah, let him think he's in his cell. So when they fire a rocket in his cell, they don't kill him.
Oh. Well, they shouldn't fire a rocket in a enclosed space to begin with, but I see your point. And how about we put them in the cell I had you in? I'll leave your name on the cell so they think a big Trox guy is in that cell.
That's a brilliant idea, officer. And just so you know, I would have fired a rocket at this, so.
Well, I didn't mean to assume, but I'm sorry.
Y'all good. I actually kneel down, like, it's like effort to get a skyscraper kneeling down to get to the Yosoki high level. I say, alright, Reg, Stench, Reek, whatever we're calling you now. Listen, if you hear gunfire and shouting, so you keep quiet. I know where you are, me. You keep quiet, you don't announce yourself. I'll come and get you if they try and murder you, okay?
Thank you. How much does it cost?
It costs nothing at the moment because the captain said you didn't want you dead.
He did that for me? For free? I think you guys are my friends.
I hate that we're about to adopt this rat.
I love it.
Well, whatever works for you, man. I gotta go now, but you be good, right?
I will, yes.
I will stomp. I was having that in my cell earlier before I was kidnapped. Well, along with the rest of the people, so I'm also tired. But I will stomp my way down to where the captain is.
All right, you see Officer Chart take Wretch to your old cell, and you guys meet up.
All right, Captain. Who we shooting? I'll shoot on, no sleep, but better nothing.
As you're walking up, I'm flipping through pictures on my PC, and I'm like, perfect. I knew this would come in handy. And I share it to the two of them, and it's a picture of Wretch as he's passed out from the sedative on the ship that I was just taking, like, to make fun of him. And I look at Passenger, and I'm like, do you think you can space shop this to make it look like he's dead, like on a city street somewhere? Like, give it a little blood and like put like a hole. It shouldn't be too hard. Like, his head at that angle, like, you couldn't see the hole if we shot him, like if we executed him. So it should work, right?
You want me to digitally manipulate this image?
Yeah. Make it look like he's dead. We'll send it to Deep. Deep will think he's dead, and no one will be coming to kill Wretch.
He looks half dead already. It can't be that hard.
I can certainly try, but just because it's art on a computer doesn't mean anybody can do it. I may not be the most suited for that task.
We'll wait. Bear isn't here, so we can't even get Wretch out, even if we wanted to. Honestly, I think
I've got some bad news on that front. Yeah. Think you're his friend.
that could be useful. Yeah, that could be useful. All right,
Captain. Not to lay it on thick, but we haven't slept, and it's, by my approximation, it's been a little more than a day. Is that what we were saying, about a little more than a day?
Yeah, close to a day and a half.
About a day and a half. When was our the trash we ejected in atmosphere, when was it supposed to make landfall?
Jin is just like, he's completely dismissal, like his expression, his body language, etc. Like, you know by now with Kasathan's completely dismissal, and he holds out two hands to Cryptus and he's like, you still have the rifle, right? It's on the ship, secure.
Yep. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't take it.
It's not our problem anymore. I don't care. Hey, for all we know, for all we know, that trash landed in the worst possible place, wink, and did what it was gonna do when it landed, despite what we thought would happen. So
I don't care.
That trash was very efficient. I remember the trash being very
Yeah.
good at what it does.
Yeah, where we were, and the trajectory that trash like that would have fallen. Yeah.
Getting arrested really screw that plan. The trash disposal. That stuff.
Jin leans forward because he knows passenger. He's like, you understand what we're saying, right? Eli screwed us. He said he'd give us time, but clearly he just did what he came here to do. I doubt there's anything we can do, and I don't want to look into it further in case we get incriminated into something.
Just making sure that we were consciously making that choice. But it's fine by me. Quite frankly, I don't want to get caught in another net.
Yeah, Griffith leads it, but it's still, louder than he should be. But yeah, it would be suspicious to be at multiple crime scenes in the span of like 2 days.
No. Right now, Rima's off on vacation with Elu, and hopefully taking care of that, maybe even getting her home. If I know Rima, she's taking Elu to Castrovel. She's probably already on the ship right now.
If I know
You get a ping on your PCU. The upgrades are complete. The Anasites completed it in 2.5 hours.
Tough. And Jin says a bunch of words in Kasathan. It's a very lovely language. I don't know if y'all have learned Kasathan yet, but you certainly recognize the words are like expletives. And he's like, they already completed it? Thought that would take a week. And he holds up his phone so that passenger Cryptus can see the alert. It's done?
Sounds like low effort to me, Captain.
Look, if they put I was trying to come up with a name for like the brand of the laser net we've just installed, and my mind immediately went to Asteroid Blaster, and then I realized how Chuck Tingly that was, so
Why?
That's an
No,
inside
that's
joke
the
our
name.
viewers aren't going to understand.
That's the name now.
What's the thing our viewers are going to have to Google in order to
Nope.
understand this?
No,
Raptor.
no.
Space Raptor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's just. I think all our viewers need to know is that
Just Google
Kyle-
Space Raptor and you'll know
Kyle
everything.
very innocently needed to find a picture of a space raptor, and there's a wonderful search engine that has pictures, and now we've been derailed.
All right, so you just received the PCU. You're surprised that the Anasites, very machine-like, completed it in a efficient time.
And so I'm going through the list. It's like, yeah, looks like everything we ordered is here. The sensor upgrades, the one you were looking for. We do have that gravity generator installed. I'm not sure how useful that thing will be. It's very short range, but I trust you, passenger. I'm sure you'll put it to good use. The upgrades on the ship are done.
That's strange that they completed so quickly. Perhaps we should go and make sure it was done correctly, and perhaps sleep.
There was a line in that contract we signed with Bear about the ship needing to have like certain standards for us to be preferred contractors with the tier. So maybe it was something like that. Maybe Bear pulled some strings. But the choice is yours, gentlemen. Per your contracts, I do pay for lodging and meals on planets, so we can sleep on the ship if you want, or we can go find a nice hotel somewhere in Auto Matrix. Your choice.
I have to be honest, Captain. Admittedly, you're right. I think it does seem likely that this Officer Crook and Deep maybe have a very short-term arrangement, but there could run deeper, and quite frankly, people know where we're parked. I think I'd like to be at the ship if somebody comes afoul.
I was gonna say, Captain, if the trash gets linked back to us, we probably want to leave on short notice.
Yeah, that will look really good, fleeing the scene of our littering.
Well,
Oh,
it's nice to have options. A thought. Since I would like to mention to everyone that I was not the one who recklessly shot at one of our assets here, Mr. Crook, Officer Crook, whatever's happened to him now. If we wait any longer, he's probably going to either disappear or be cold and dead in the morning when we go and actually look for him. Do we wish to check on the scene of his potential murder?
Or he'll disappear, he'll tell Deep what actually happened, and we will be walking into a trap on Akaton.
Say we could just take a look, see if his body's still there, see if it's not.
He drove us what, an hour and how many hours?
An hour and 13 minutes outside of where we were staying.
Passenger, calculate a route. If we drove there from here and then went back to the shipyards, the spaceport.
Assuming I don't need to make a roll to plug in jet navigation, done.
You have about a 2.5 hour journey.
So that
Does it
was my
seem bad?
third favorite birthday I ever had. What about you? Do you celebrate birthdays differently in your culture?
Oh, they have big festival for most of us, but I don't have festivals. I don't have the magic touchy hands that they do to mix the big ceremony confetti. I can't do it.
Aw, what, you have to make your own then?
I would buy it at a store if I wanted confetti.
I'll make sure you get confetti for your birthday.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. You know, I had confetti at my sixth or fifth favorite birthday. I can't, they're hard to place. They're pretty equivalent. And
Tell me about the third favorite.
I just told you about it.
So, to wrangle all this in, the three of you, when you get to the location where you had fought Officer Crook, the destroyed security bots are there. The one that wasn't destroyed has been shot and destroyed now multiple times, and Officer Crook is gone. And
hop out and check the security feeds, the cameras, see if there's any video data left.
I'll take a look around, see if I can find. I'll check the security bots first and see if there's anything intact on them.
And
Engineering checks.
Cryptus will go and help Passenger with that, so you get +2 to your roll.
So it's a total of a -2 to your roll right now. You're sleepy.
Yeah, but I get a +7 to engineering, so it'd be
Still a -2 to that.
So you're +5 total.
yeah, +5 total. Oh no! Rolls are not great for Passenger tonight. That's a 2.
Yeah, they're the hard drives that would have had that information have absolutely been shot.
Hey, Passenger. I doubt you can fix the one the captain ran over, but what do you think about this one with the hole in his head? Think we could spruce him up, make him work on the ship?
Can certainly try.
Good enough for me. And Cryptus immediately picks up the security bot and lugs it back to the car.
Are there buildings around where we are?
No.
Okay.
It's pretty much gray ashen waste.
Oh, we're outside of the city already at this
Mhm.
point. Gray ashen.
In fact, you're getting close to the edge of where the artificial atmosphere can actually sustain you.
And while Passenger is thinking on these things, he probably in his peripheral sees Cryptus stops at the really destroyed security bot, and you hear Cryptus mumble, "This will look good on my floor," and he picks that one up too.
Anything you guys want to do here?
Yeah, I'm trying to see which skill maybe would apply to it. There really isn't an investigation, so I guess maybe it's just perception. But I was kind of curious to see if there were tracks of any kind, like maybe footprints around where we remember leaving the body, or perhaps an area where, a vehicle flying in might have kicked up a whole bunch of dust and maybe left a pattern or something on the ground.
I would actually say that's what Jen was looking for while they were checking out the bots.
Cool.
Let's do survival checks on that.
Survival? All right. So for me... Wow. -1 on my roll. So Stack Overflow, I actually have a 255 on my roll.
No. Yeah, you don't see anything.
I guess we're going back to the ship.
Yeah.
You guys head back to the ship, exhausted. So you guys get back to the ship. You see new ablative armor, some new sensors on the outside, and you hear talking coming from inside.
And that's when they kicked me out.
Would we hear talking?
What?
Yes, you would.
Okay.
Demi is absolutely talking. And Rima usually talks out loud just because it's comfortable for the people she talks to.
Why would they kick you out? You hadn't done anything wrong.
Captain,
Because I was different, and because I'm different, they don't like me. It's so rude.
That's nonsense. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to those kind of people. They're not worth paying attention to.
Thunk. Thunk.
You guys hear
Thunk.
loud footsteps coming from up the stairs to the galley.
I'm pretty sure Rima has a gun. She's gonna draw it and point it
Thunk.
at the door.
Thunk, 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 thunk.
You guys meet in the galley.
I open the door.
Oh, Captain, sorry. Hi.
She has a pistol.
Leans up against the thing and looks at her, and then takes in the Hannikin.
Demi walks up and raises his hand up for a handshake. Oh, you must be Captain, the Captain Jin. I've heard so much about you. Rima has told me everything.
One of his lower arms comes out of his shawl and shakes your hand/feathers.
He shakes it very enthusiastic.
Rima, what's going on here?
He's still shaking as you.
We have 72 hours to get to Dr. Roko's actual off-world lab and get him out of there before it blows up. It's on a molten planet. Demi here has the codes to get us in the hangar bay.
At that moment, Cryptus walks in, and he looks down at Demi. "Captain, I told you to stop ordering from Galaxy Eats. They didn't even cook your food this time."
Easy, Cryptus, easy. Apparently we need this one. What?
Something about our trash. Wait, this is the vacation deal? You just make her come and stay in the galley? I no longer want a part of this vacation plan.
Exactly, Cryptus. That's why you didn't get that deal.
So, Captain, we should really go now, because I'm not sure exactly how long. I haven't checked how long it's going to take to get to this molten planet. But we should go now. I'm sure you all are well rested. You're probably back, just getting back from whatever hotel room you were at. I'm sure everything's been great. But Dr. Roku is, Roko, whatever his name is Elu's best chance at getting back in a body. So we really gotta save him.
Of course he is.
On the bright side, Captain, the space trash probably landed in the wrong place.
Jin hops, he flops into one of the chairs around the table where Rima's still sitting. And just his head's in his hand, he's like, yeah, speaking of, where is Eli?
I'm not sure. He didn't come with me.
Okay, where is this?
Might I suggest, Captain, just go to bed. Rima, he'll crash the ship if he doesn't get sleep.
Passenger, go to my room and grab my data pad for me, would you? The navigation, the astrogation tools.
You haven't slept?
No, you left us at the Tia's office. We've been investigating the Van Cott crime syndicate and what's been going on here. We were kidnapped. Is that really the word? We were kidnapped by one of the Tia working for Van Cott. And we fought him. We thought Passenger had killed him, but he doesn't seem to be dead. And there's a bounty on Wretch's head, and Wretch is being held by the security office there. Yeah, we were
Reek,
all of that out.
Captain.
Well, his real name is Stench, could you believe it? And I convinced him we'd give him a new name of Reek. Thank you, Passenger.
So as I go get this data pad, when I get to the room, I'd like to just look around and see if I see anything out of place.
Sorry, I was having a laughing fit because of a good joke. Which room did you say you were going to?
I'm apparently going to fetch Captain Jin's data pad.
So you go into Captain Jin's room.
Mm-hmm.
It is on the nightstand.
Is there anything out of place in this room, Captain Jin?
No, but I wanted to mention, because we haven't touched on this, and I thought it was really cool character development for the ship, but in our earliest episodes, we were talking about things of some of the light fixtures were popped out, some of the doors don't close all the way, some of them you have to open and close manually. And so I kind of wanted to surprise everyone and be all of that's been fixed. The floors are buffed like they are for the Imperial side and squadrons. All the light fixtures are immaculate, the doors open and close. So Passenger, you are in heaven right now.
Passenger is completely distracted, and it's going to be at least 30 minutes before I return with your data pad, unless somebody intervenes.
Is it
Jin,
just your room that's like that?
No, the whole ship.
got
that
it.
was part of what because Jin had logged some of these upgrade requests, and I think we can play it off that the tier were well, you also need this. Sure, you need that, but you also need this. But part of that was refitting and repairing all of the stuff.
Passenger is totally distracted, and he'll come back with the data pad eventually.
I take a nap. I'm sitting my head was in my hands, and I just kind of fall asleep while I'm waiting.
Yeah, Rima, you notice that they all don't look rested at all.
Well, I sure would like to see if I have a spell to help with that, but I can't find my notes with my spell list. So,
Vacation's been hard on you, huh, Rima?
You let the captain get kidnapped? You let yourself get kidnapped?
I also let Passenger kidnapped, but in my defense, I was locked in a cell at the time.
It is difficult to stop someone from being kidnapped if you too are kidnapped. I can
like,
see how that could be
I
difficult.
like this one. What
Surely,
do you Timmy, yeah?
Yes, I'm Dimmy.
See,
He will
Rima,
hold up his hand and be like, nice to meet you. You must be Cryptus. I can
Cryptus
tell
will
because
lean
you're
down.
big and mean looking. With your
Again,
big pincers.
the skyscraper is leaning low, but Rima, you probably knows Cryptus is unbalanced, and you think for a moment he might fall on Dimmy. but then Cryptus shakes Dimmy's hand. You should listen to this one, Rima. He has wisdom.
Oh yes, much smart.
I've been listening to him. We've been having really great talks. He's
Oh,
a great guy.
I've been getting in fistfights with security bots. I'm glad you've had a good time, though. I'm going to bed.
I would show up at about this time with the data pad, and if Captain Jin is sleeping, I'd probably just kind of plop it in front of him. Captain.
Oh, thanks.
Yes. Well, Dimmy, was it? I'm curious. How does this room smell with Dimmy in it? Like I've become sensitive to new passengers.
Hep.
Like, are you a clean individual or are you a filthy individual?
He's pretty clean.
Welcome aboard, Dimmy.
He's got a litter box.
Oh God, I will not be cleaning that. Dimmy, what is your business with us?
Oh, I was told to meet with Rima here, and he'll point. And then I was to meet with you, the crew, to go to the planet, and I have the code to help with the base.
Told by who?
Eli.
The trash. I see.
Trash?
Wait,
I don't know anything about trash. All I know is code for place.
Elu or Eli? There are too many E's.
Eli. We gotta help Eli to help Elu.
I'm going to sleep. My room is full, and I just leave.
So I pulled out the astrogation, and I'm pulling up Akaton's system, whatever this star system is.
Piloting check.
I'm just pulling up the map.
You're sleepy.
He's like, I have wanted to play with exhaustion for 5,000 years, and we will all suffer for it.
Ooh, the
12.
rolls.
All right, it's not low enough to totally screw it up. You pull up the map for Akaton, albeit slowly.
What molten planet are you talking about? Is it in this system?
Yeah, it should be in this system. Why are you looking at Akaton?
Abalon. Damn it.
You still failed the roll, even if you didn't after roll.
All right. Is it in the Abalon star system?
Yeah, it's Planet 2 or 002. I'm not sure if that's
it's
binary or just like the second one from the sun.
Well, it's definitely not binary, but because it's 002. But yes, it is second one from the sun.
All right. How do ships move between planets in a star system?
I will pull it up, but it's very simple. You just use your thrusters. But you can do it. Starting thrusters is 1 minute per size category. Traveling point to point on a planet is 1d4 hours. Going into orbit is 1d2 hours. Reaching a satellite is 1d8 hours. Travel in system is 1d6 plus 2 days.
Okay. I see that and I say...
But I will say that this one is much shorter because of the time constraints, so...
Okay. So it's not like an issue of someone take the ship off now while we sleep this off. It's an issue of we can take off in the morning. After
or take off, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, everyone get rest. Rima, find a place for Dimmy. I guess since you're joining us, we'll leave. Give me about...
I mean, you're all getting paid for this.
Really?
Rima told me everything. Did she not tell you everything?
The exhaustion's gone. He's like, we're getting paid for this, Rima. How much are we getting paid for this, Rima?
You know, it's totally slipped my mind because my only concern has been for Elu. And also, Creed didn't put a price on the message he sent me.
He didn't give you a
didn't?
price.
You didn't know about the money? Why am I only one who knows about pay? Pay
Demi.
important.
I mean, how much is my crew getting paid for this?
1, 2, 2,000 credits each if it's done right.
2,000 credits each if it's done right, meaning we get Dr. Roku off of the planet. Correct?
All I know was about the Elu. I don't know about Roku, but sure.
We'll revisit this in the morning. I'm going to bed. Give me about 5 hours.
Okay, good night.
Good night to you too.
He hops over to a corner and just unfurls like a tiny bedroll and just lays down and literally rolls into it.
Oh, Demi.
And as it wraps and makes up like a burrito.
Demi, I have a bunk bed. You can sleep on the bottom bunk if you want.
Oh no, I'm used to this. It's fine.
I mean, they're pretty comfortable. Are you sure? I mean, you can still sleep in your burrito blanket there, like on the bed, but.
He'll stay where he is.
Okay. Yeah, so the light switches are over here, and then if you get hungry or thirsty, like here's the pantry and okay. Rima's gonna
All right, 2 have gone to bed, or 3 have gone to bed rather. Rima, Cryptus, do you guys have anything else you'd like to do?
Cryptus has gone and left and gone to... Well, Cryptus got his security bot parts and dragged them into his room, and now he's gone to bed.
Room is getting pretty cluttered. Rima, anything else? Everyone's asleep.
Rima's gonna wander around for a bit, checking out all the upgrades and whatnot, and then settle down for a nap, few hours nap, just to make sure she's getting on the same sleep schedule as the rest of the crew now.
There's something I was going to do in my bedroom, if that's okay. When
It
the
is
time
okay.
comes.
Keep it PG, Justin. Come on.
Of course.
He's an android. I don't think he could make it more than PG. Anyways.
Once I get into my room and and notice that the doors are locking, in a state that is they're repaired. Noticing these things, I want to lock the door. I want to pull out the my personal comm unit, and I want to access I'm just remembering that I'm just realizing I'm remembering a detail wrong. So I just pull out a short story, read it, and then go to sleep. The thing I was going to do was not a thing I can do.
All right. Well, Jin asks you to wake him up in 5 hours. I'm not sure who he asked, but when does everybody start waking up?
Cryptus doesn't even set his alarm, so somebody's gonna have to come wake his ass up.
Rima heard the captain say the 5-hour thing, so she would be there with some coffee for him when he gets up.
Okay. It is morning. 5 hours later. What is everybody doing?
All right. Jin downs the coffee and he's like, Rima, we'll talk about this later. I'm fine with what you did. I'm happy that we're going to be able to save Roko, regardless. We were always going to help Elu. We're going to get paid for this. That's good. That helps. We'll talk about this later, but right now, get the rest of the crew up and meet me in ops. We're going to try to make our best speed to 002. That doesn't give us a lot of a window. It's pretty far away, but we're going to make our best speed and try to get there.
Thank you, Captain. And Rima would have already kind of like gently woken Dimmy up when she went to make coffee in the galley and gotten him up and gotten him some breakfast and everything. So
When it goes to the copy, he's like, "Do you have like a children's cup that I can fit my hands? These cups are all."
we have some shot glasses.
Oh, those are perfect. Just 2 hands, little shot.
So Rima goes back to the galley and gets some coffee. The biggest cup that we have, the biggest cup of coffee, just straight black, biggest cup of coffee that we have, and goes and doesn't even knock, just opens Cryptus's door up and sits
Make a
it
reflex
down.
save.
12.
You almost dropped the coffee trying to step over the big robots you didn't expect to see in there. But you made your save.
Awesome. She's gonna sit the cup of coffee on Cryptus's nightstand and then cross back far away, grab a little piece of metal, something, anything, get back by the door, and then just like throw it at Cryptus to try to hit him and wake him up.
Make a attack roll.
Plus for this be. Okay, I see. This would be a thrown attack?
Yeah.
Cool. Seven?
You hit the wall right above Cryptus's head. It makes a loud clang as the arm you threw.
Does he wake
And
up?
so, Cryptus is a trained soldier and immediately freaks out. He's looking for his gun.
Rima's head is pulled back out the door after she threw it. So she is out the door and then just says, "Coffee's on the nightstand."
Cryptus calms down, checks he hasn't knocked over the coffee, drinks it.
It's like normal morning routine for Cryptus and Rima.
But Cryptus then remembers that he needs to do something, and so he lumbers out of the room and goes to hunt down Passenger.
Rima has also started making her way to Passenger's room to wake him up a little bit more gently.
Everyone is outside Passenger's room.
Oh yeah, and Cryptus kind of shoos you aside and starts banging on Passenger's door.
What time is it?
Well, it's like 5 hours later, so you're just now at 7 a.m.
Oh, okay. You don't get an answer.
Cryptus will open this door, and if it's not locked,
It is probably very much locked for an 8-hour timer. If I were to take a guess, just from a DM's perspective.
I would say that since Passenger wakes up at exactly 5 a.m. every single morning, he's not in there. He's in the workshop.
Cryptus eventually will realize that it's past the normal waking hour. He go on his personal comm. Passenger, where are you?
Just so for the DM's understanding, Passenger, did you get a full 8 hours? Because I don't think you did.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Passenger woke up at exactly 5 a.m. as he always does.
Passenger.
When the message comes through, where's the security droid? Is what I send.
It's in my room. That's irrelevant. I need you to call Officer Bear for me.
It's not irrelevant. I want to fix it. Why do I need to call Officer Bear?
The captain's gonna make us leave in a second, and I need to get something done. Per his instructions yesterday.
Is there a reason I need to do it?
Do you want to bother the captain after he's had a day of being kidnapped and so on and so forth?
It's fine. If you need me to do it, then I'll, do I even have Officer Bear's contact info?
Yeah, you have it through Crook's clone.
Oh yeah, through Crook's clone phone. I'll call Officer Bear, but not even wait for a response. I'll just patch in like a 3-way and disconnect, so it just starts ringing on Cryptus' side.
Cryptus, your PCU's going off.
I will answer it promptly.
Hello?
Hey Bear, you back at the office yet?
I'm driving in. It was a late night. What do you want?
I'm moving Reek to my ship for safety reasons, per my captain's instructions. I just need your sign off.
Okay, it's signed off. He's been trouble anyway. I got a report he was found in the wrong cell last night, so yeah, if you want to take him.
Yeah, Captain said he didn't want him dead, so I'm taking him.
Okay, we'll discharge him if you'll take him. All right, that's the 45 minutes for Cryptus is gone.
Thanks, officer. Bye. Click. And I'll go. I'm like, I'm sure the captain knows what I'm doing. He was very specific about Reek being alive. And off Cryptus goes.
All right, what's everyone else doing?
Dimmy is eating breakfast, and instead of having like a full-sized fork, he's got one of those little tiny dinner ones, like the little dessert forks. He's using that as main fork to eat his breakfast.
Or like a crab leg fork?
Yeah.
All right, so he's up there having breakfast in the galley.
Passenger is waiting on, assuming that Cryptus is going to bring the security droid. Passenger pulls out his personal data pad and goes into some really old files from a few years ago and finds his employment contract with Captain Jin and starts looking for the vacation clause.
1 second.
Captain Jin, Patrick, I assume I'm not going to find a vacation clause?
No.
Okay. Passenger makes a note of the lack of vacation clause and surmises that either that he was ripped off or that Rima went AWOL and returned.
You do find that there's a note about successful, profitable quarters. That every quarter every time there's a profitable quarter and the ship lands on a planet, the captain may call for a period of R&R anywhere from 5 days to 30 days.
Patrick, I'm going to be honest. I'm really surprised you didn't actually type up contracts for all of us.
What do you think he's been working on this whole time?
He's almost finished it.
I forgot to write my notes down. I'm catching up.
It'll be notarized by an actual notary here soon enough, and it'll be actual contracts that you signed, not your characters. Anyways, so yeah, you don't find that. Rima, Jin, what are you guys doing?
So I am in ops, and I'm fully rested, and I'm ready to go, and I am waiting for the crew to gather so that we can hatch a plan and do everything. But Jin wasn't lying when he was talking about his feelings towards Rocco and Eli when he, back in the security building earlier this morning, when he was thinking that, you know, Rocco's lab was in the forest and Eli just jumped right into the lab and he probably had already blown it up. Jin was like, whatever. We get paid for it in the form of the really cool rifle. But now that there's more money on the table, he's a lot more invested. So he's already calling up the Harbor Master program to request clearance and to pay that fine, and to find out how much that fine even was.
The fine was about $250, gauging by the weight of the trash, is what you find out.
Okay, I cleared immediately.
All right, it is cleared, and they request a leaving time.
I respond immediately.
Okay. You do a perception check for me.
I'll do a perception check. I have +4 to that. Nat 20, 24.
You're the only one sitting in ops.
Rima would have gone back to find the captain after Cryptus shoved her out of the way.
It's my ship.
All right. All right, Rima's here.
Rima's not saying anything. She's just waiting for the captain to yell at her.
The meeting you wanted to have. There's no one here.
I look
Cryptus, you have retrieved Wretch, and you're on your way back.
And I'm like not even letting Wretch walk. I'm just carrying him.
In the car.
Like, like just permanent hand attached.
He's got him sitting on his lap, just bouncing him on a knee.
Not letting you out of my sight.
All right, Captain Jin, are you leaving now?
No, I look back at Rima and I say, what's the status of the crew?
Rima is chewing, for those of you who are listening.
Real quick, I want to give a quick sponsor shout out to Tabletop Audio for providing us audio that'll be in the YouTube and podcast version of this episode.
Yeah, this has happened twice.
You can find them at tabletopaudio.com.
I feel
Well
like we've
done.
done this
It's
again.
.net. It's
Nope, .com.
It's .com.
Demi will eventually wander his way, I guess, into was it ops?
Yeah, it's ops.
Okay, because he hasn't been given a proper tour actually, or unless Rima would have done that at some point, I guess, in the morning.
I'm sure
Okay.
she did.
Y'all had plenty of time.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. What was the question again?
Status of the crew.
Oh, Cryptus is awake. He went to find Passenger.
Where's Passenger?
Wherever Cryptus found him.
First mate. I pull up my PCU and I pull up the app, find my crew.
Captain, it's really, really creepy that you can track us all at just any given time. We really got to talk about that at some
You
point.
downloaded this program onto your PCU. At the time, you were like, yeah, this is a good idea in case any of us wander off. Like, those were your exact words. Regardless.
You take a look, and Cryptus is like still 15 minutes away.
So I guess we could say that it'll only show me who's on the ship.
Oh, okay. Cryptus is not here.
If he's on the ship, then I'll message him. And I'll actually message the whole crew. And I'll say, are we ready to take off? Cryptus, what's your status?
Doing just what you ordered me to, Captain. 15 minutes out.
I'll open up an audio feed to the captain, and you can kind of hear like some clanking and stuff. It sounds like I'm probably working in the workshop, so my hands are a bit full. And I go, Captain, we're almost ready to go here. Just taking a look at these upgrades. You get this nice big yawn through the microphone.
I respond message only. Yeah, do a look over of everything. I'm sure it's all installed with perfect machine precision, but just make sure everything's working. And definitely check out the turrets. Make sure that both of them seem to be fully functional. Don't fire at anything, passenger. That part's like bolded and italicized. Just make sure it's working.
Audio comes back through. I'm not Cryptus, Captain. I will manage to not fire the gun accidentally.
And then I look up from my PCU at Rima. I'm like, what did I order Cryptus to do?
Nothing. He was asleep. You told me to wake him up.
I guess we'll find out.
15 minutes pass. Cryptus arrives back to a ship that is spooled up and ready to go.
Cryptus thunks very quickly up the ship. He is in one of his big arms. He is just holding this Yosoki by like the back of the scruff of his neck.
Friends, help.
Yeah, we're keeping you alive by keeping you on the ship.
Put him down. What are you doing?
I ignore Rima being my usual rude self to the first mate. Captain, you said you wanted him alive? He's 100% not going to be alive if we leave him here.
I assume you're walking up the stairs from the ventral cargo bay, and like you're walking forward through that passageway, and I come out of the bridge into ops, and I kind of lean around the wall for the turret access, and I'm like, Cryptus, you didn't break him out of their security office, did you?
No, Officer Bear let me have him.
Why?
Because he's a nuisance and someone's going to murder him while we're off planet.
Okay.
They really care about their jobs.
So
Demi walks up and like brings his hand up to give a handshake to Wretch as he's being held up by Cryptus.
He's
kind of, he kind of gets up on his tippy toes to try and get high enough.
Someone shorter than me. Hello.
Hello. Hey.
Reek, this is Demi. He is not food. I made that mistake. It's normal. He's a merc. Be careful about mercs. I'll drop Reek down now.
I'm like, all right, I kind of motion to everyone. All right, gather in ops. Come on, everyone. Let's get in ops. Do a full briefing here.
Reek comes in.
No. How about you go wait in the bunk?
Your bunk. Rima. I'm not
to...
interested, but thank you. Anyways, and he walks away.
You know, stay, Reek, come here. Stay here.
Oh, okay. Captain said so.
Wait, Captain, do we really want him to know about the other...
I'm just giving an update to everybody. Just to make sure everyone's on the same page. This is Demi. He is joining us temporarily as crew. So, Reek, that does mean he is part of my crew for now. And this is Reek, formerly known as Wretch. It's his new identity to keep him safe from what awaits us on Akaton. And
yeah, I'm gonna grow a mustache. They won't recognize me.
That's a good strategy.
Reek, your whole face is furry.
I'll make it extra furry.
Jin holds up his data pad, and on the data pad is a message that Jin has been annoying all of you with for months now, because this repair and refit has been planned for a while. The ship's needed it. And he's like, unfortunately, only Cryptus and I voted in the poll that I asked you all to vote on. And as such, the ship has been renamed. And he points to the plaque
Captain,
on the wall that's like right there next to the entrance when you walk into ops, connecting 2 to 3, where it says Courageous Strigave Bloom instead of Jo Lynn. And he's like,
Captain,
it's done.
Captain, I told you that poll was worthless. You didn't have any option for keep it the Jo Lynn.
He starts scrolling up and starts scrolling up. He's like, right here. I told you to add your own options. No.
Passenger pipes up. Captain, did this poll happen while Justin was recovering? Because Justin doesn't know what you're talking about.
Ashley wasn't either, honestly.
The poll has been in game for a while now, but this was the captain making a autocratic decision.
Oh, autocratic.
Monarch.
The democratic autocratic option. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the name of the ship?
Courageous
The Jo Lynn.
Tragave Bloom.
I quite like it myself, Captain.
He has told you all the story about the name, but you probably blanked it out when he was telling you about it. It's the name of a racer on board the Idari a couple generations back. His grandfather's favorite racer. He loved the name. He thought it was very funny. It's named after a plant from the Kasathan homeworld. That whole thing. But we've been renamed. And he pulls up the transponder's active display where it says Courageous Tragave Bloom. And I know you don't like the name change, Rima, but it might help us. I also had the refit change the engine signatures and the profile of the ship. Not a lot, we're still obviously a Clydesdale class, but with the different engine signature, the different IR profile, the different radar profile, it might throw off anyone looking for the Jo Lynn. I don't know if it'll work, but it could be the difference between someone creeping up behind us and blowing us out of space, or not.
You like the name, right, Dimmy?
It sounds like a great name for a ship to be on.
More wisdom.
Perfect. Dimmy, Reek, you can go have breakfast, make yourselves at home. I won't really have duties for you, Dimmy, until we get closer to the planet, I guess, or if something terrible happens.
I could always help fly.
Reek immediately walks up to the galley and digs through the trash.
Well, are we ready to go? We've got a short time frame. We're gonna have to burn hard to get to this planet in time.
Cryptus's eyes light up real quickly, and he seems to have realized something, and he looks at Rima and like aggressively taps his forehead at Rima.
Rima connects to him telepathically and says, only telepathically, not out loud. Yeah.
Wretch Reek Stench thinks you're a police officer. Don't tell him otherwise.
Okay.
He thinks I'm a police officer too. Laughs in telepathic.
Nick, you're killing it tonight.
Do you want to share with the class?
Just bringing her up to speed, Captain.
Okay. I've already got launch clearance, so if y'all are ready, we can take off.
I'm ready to go.
Ship is ship shape.
We have enough supplies for 9 days, so we better make this quick.
All right.
All right, everyone to your duties. And I go to the bridge.
Everyone goes to their positions. It'll take you 3 minutes to... It'll take you 3 minutes to start to spool up the engines. And I need you to go ahead and make a piloting check to make sure you get to the right location.
Is this the astrogation check to track the course?
Oh wait, no, that's for warp. Never mind. This is something that you can do very easily without a piloting check. Go ahead and roll the 1d6 and add 2. As the rules say.
Eight.
Now, I would like to add...
We only have 3 days to get there.
I would like to add, Rima, did he say standard hours?
He just said you have 72 hours.
So, if he meant standard hours, you guys are already out of time and will not be able to make it in time. If he meant Avalon hours, it means you probably will get there and still have about 2 standard days of time.
So, we either burn hard for the planet, and we get there in 8 days, using up most of our supplies, and either find a crater waiting for us, or we find the doctor, and we run out of supplies on our way back. I pull up the astrogation charts again, and I pull up whatever like navigation program this infosphere uses, and I search to see if there are any like resupply or like honestly gas station, like convenience store stations along the chart that we can maybe like stop at, get a bunch of food, and then keep going.
No, but you do find that O1, the orbital station that is kind of the air traffic control for Avalon, does take calls, like does services out in their current solar system for downships.
Okay, so if we needed to order supplies, they'd bring it to us?
Mm-hmm. You're not like out in the middle of nowhere.
Could we call them as like a tow truck?
If you needed to.
Okay, gotcha. So like if we're dead in the water and still alive.
Yeah, you're not like out in the dead of space.
It's AAA in space.
Captain, have you made Cryptus or Passenger aware of this dilemma?
Were y'all not there to hear Rima? Oh.
We thought we were at our stations.
Oh, I messaged the group and I say it'll be 8 days to get there, and Rima isn't sure if that means we've already missed the deadline or if we'll have 2 days to spare when we get there, and we don't have enough supplies for a round trip.
We could, Cryptus text back, we could ransack the place for some supplies, and there's some emojis, like trucks emojis, big buff signs.
Captain, please don't let him ransack anywhere.
It's not like it's going to matter if the whole place is going to be detonated.
Yeah, but we don't know when it's going to be detonated. If it hasn't been blown up by the time we get there, we got to get him out as quick as possible and not spend any more time there. Also, we're going to tell him that criminals are following us because of Elu, and they're very dangerous criminals, and that way when he finds out his place has been blown up, he's going to blame these criminals that Reek has been working for.
And Cryptus just texts back undercover.
I mean, it's not a lie.
Reek's with us now.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the criminals are after us, apparently. Didn't know that at the time I made this plan, but apparently y'all were kidnapped, and so, I mean, it's not a lie, it's just not why his lab is getting blown up. But we're gonna let him think whatever he wants to think.
I call up the harbor master and tell them we are not leaving yet, and I spool the engine down.
Okay.
Captain?
All right, passenger, come to the bridge. I'm gonna give you some funds to run into the spaceport and try to find more supplies. While you're doing that, the rest of us will try to make a plan. We can't leave yet. I'm not taking you into danger. I'm not flying out to a molten, uninhabitable rock only to run out of supplies and have to subsist until help arrives.
This is the first time you've said those words. I'm not taking you into danger. Have you had a change of heart in the 2 days we've been apart, Captain?
Do you have equipment for Big Fire World?
Yeah, that's the other thing. God, passenger, I'm coming with you. Ugh.
So, Remo, you get a private text message from Crypto saying the captain got shot a couple times with a pistol. He's probably out of it.
Oh, ow. Did they give him medical attention?
Yeah, I think we patted him on the back, said good to go. It was one of those taser guns, so it just shocks you, knocks your heart out of rhythm a little bit. He'll be fine.
Okay.
Sure, Captain. We can go get some more supplies.
Over the intercom. This is your This is your captain speaking. We will not be leaving Avalon. Our takeoff has been delayed. Please stand by. Updates to come. All right.
How many days of supplies do you need?
So if it's 8 days to get there, and at the worst 8 days to get back, that's 16. We only have 9.
Captain, are you planning on coming back here after we get Roko?
That's a good point. I guess we don't need to.
We should go back to Castrovel after we get Roko.
No, we are going to come back here because wherever we decide to go, we are going to see if we can get a contract from the tier to fill our cargo bays and make some money on the way. So yes, we're going to do a round trip.
Captain, thinking about people who might take a shot at you while you're out and about, you should probably take Dimmy or I with you. Security. Dimmy seems like a capable little space creature.
Yeah, it'll be me, Dimmy, and passenger. Rima, Cryptus, keep Reek out of trouble, keep him on the ship. And like I said, run diagnostics on all the upgrades. Make sure everything's looking ship shape.
You got it.
And we are going to go... We're going to hire a cab and go to some kind of like market or like mega shop or whatever. And spend some money. How is Beer paying us? How's Bear paying us? Because Passenger Cryptus and I are getting paid by him.
Every morning at 7, you get paid the, what was it, 200 or 300 a day?
300.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got that notification. Hey, you got 300 credits.
Yeah. So it looks like the price of grain, I'm just looking up the rules. As far as food goes, it's like one bulk of grain is just 1 credit.
Oh no, we're not buying grain.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find pricing here.
So what I had been doing is just buying meals and having enough for 3 per day per everyone who was on the ship. So,
All right, so Starship Passage for common, which I assume that's like what your ship is 50 per day of travel. So that'd be 50 credits per person per day for like a really good service, like really good supplies.
I think that's if you're like hiring someone to fly you.
Yeah, so we could probably say maybe like 25. Let's half that, 25 a day per person of just what you're buying at bulk.
Well, so I need to do some math real quick, but I have the item list right in front of me for food and drinks.
There's 7 of us on the ship, right? The 5 of us here, and then Reek and no, it's 6 of us.
No.
It's just 6 of us.
Yeah.
Okay, so going to buy 168 poor quality meals to have on board the ship, and that's 1 credit per meal. So it's 168 credits to have 168 meals. That will put us at 336, which is enough to feed. We'll have spare. We will have spare.
Perfect. You guys go buy it. It is now about noon. As you got everything loaded up, what do you do?
While we were buying, if I had that money, Passenger and Demi are with me. Passenger, I went ahead and paid you. I handed you a cred stick. I'll tell you how much is on it.
Okay.
Patrick, I would like to keep the purchasing stuff off screen as much as possible, if you can.
Yeah. That's perfectly fine. I would have. I just didn't realize we were leaving and traveling that far. I'm a little caught off guard right now. If we're at the market and I see the opportunity to buy better armor, I'm going to buy.
All right. Well, if you find it, we'll buy it between now and the next session. But let's go ahead and say you bought something so we can get to the departure.
Got it. And if they're bringing our supplies onto the ship, we'll head back. And once everything's loaded, I'll call up the harbor master and we'll take off.
All right. So it takes you 3 minutes to start your thrusters. And we already rolled for that, so it'll be 8 days. Anything in particular that anyone needs to do during those 8 days of travel?
I would just say, while we were shopping, Captain Jin, would you have allowed me to go purchase something, and then we'll discuss it later, what it was?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
I would say everyone had enough time to do that if necessary.
Cool.
So between now and the next session, take a look at your money.
I got you. I'll message you.
All right. I guess at the end of the 8 days, you guys finally arrive at this molten planet. And Demi, you have the code?
Yes.
All right.
Is that something I'm putting in? We would be putting in now, or would we?
You're orbiting the planet.
I order Passenger to do a scan.
Yeah, we should probably find where the hangar is first before we just open it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll do a scan with our brand new sensors. Right, we got some new sensors on this ship formerly known as the Jo Lynn.
+6.
All right.
Roll a computers check.
Computers plus so 7 plus 6 then? -4,
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Why -4?
No, I was just saying that because you don't have you've had 8 days to rest. First off.
Oh,
But
that's
I was
right.
only
8 days.
saying
You're
that-
right. You're right. You're totally
You
right.
haven't slept in 8 days.
No, you're totally right.
But also that was mostly for your spell slots.
23.
All right, you scan the planet, and on one side of the planet there is a system of subterranean caverns, and as you scan it a bit further, that subterranean cavern has a massive hangar door, just like on the planet's surface, to where you could fly down into. You do it when you try and get in contact with it. It does ask for a security code.
I relay that info to the captain.
No signs of any other ship in the area. No signs of any destruction on the planet's surface.
Now that you say that, you notice that there is a large, probably about tier 13 freighter on your sensors that has flown itself and is sitting in like an asteroid field around this particular planet.
Are they actively displaying their transponder, and do they have active sensors on? Because we do have active sensors on.
No active sensors on, no shielding, no power, no life support.
I don't like that.
Hey, Captain, how much you want to bet Eli's on there?
Yeah, we're gonna get close to that. We're gonna get in range to do a full scan, so we can be anywhere from 20 to 60 hexes away. We'll be at -4 to scan the ship. If we get 11 to 20 hexes away, we'll be at -2. And if we get within 10 hexes, no penalty there. So I'm going to move us 60 hexes away from that ship and have passenger do another scan. So with the computer, with that penalty, you're only at +2, whatever your roll would be.
Got it. Let's see. That is +2 plus my normal computer's bonus, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23,
It's
24,
complicated.
25. 25.
25 is pretty good. You notice this is actually a lot easier than it should be. A ship like that should have had countermeasures, especially electronic warfare countermeasures, set up against a scan like this. So it was relatively simple for you. What kind of information were you looking for?
Actually, very specifically, the scan activity. We start with the living crew complement, ship classification, size, speed, and maneuverability, and then it just keeps going down from the list. Let me put the list in chat.
All right. So the first thing you scanned, let me see, I think it was the basic information, living crew. You detect no living crew. Ship classification is a Formian freighter. It seems like its transponder code is coming from Castrovel. Its defenses are AC is 23, target lock is 23, HP 330, damage threshold 10, critical 66. No shields are it has a shielding system. It is there. Does not seem to have any weapons. The load, however, seems to be carrying lots of explosives. You're detecting lots of chemical reaction explosives, radiation, and it seems that the shielding units are all at the front of the ship as well. And the load is all at the front of the ship as well.
Oh boy, I wonder who put that there.
Okay.
It's a big old missile, Captain.
I think we can all agree that that is Eli's missile.
Yeah, let's get this doctor and get the hell out of here. He's about to blow this planet out of the solar system.
Okay. Take us in for docking. Demi, we need those security codes.
Wait, Captain. The last time we saw him, he was Eli. He was trash. So he must have a ship too, yeah?
I don't know where he is. He's not anywhere on our sensors. He's not anywhere nearby, so I don't know. Let's just get the job done. Maybe he's set the missile up to be remotely activated at the end of the countdown.
All right, so Demi, you go to put the code in. You don't need to make a computer's check because it is just, you remember it. punch it in, and the door opens, and it'll take you guys about 30 minutes to get through the thick atmosphere and go through the open hangar doors that are straight down into the planet.
Rima's gonna grab the case that Elu is in and be ready to just come straight off the ship and speak immediately to Dr. Rocco, because I'm assuming he's going to try to come out and figure out who's landing on his planet.
As you guys enter the atmosphere, the shields hold just fine. Your ship goes through the hangar door. The doors close behind you, and you are in a long cavern.
We've landed, and we see a long cavern, or we're flying through a long cavern?
You're flying through a long cavern.
Is it like at an angle descending into the planet?
Descending down, and then and your pitch kind of has to end up like this as you go through this long, almost natural rock tube, and you end up and it takes you several miles deep, and you end up in this open cavern. Your sensors are picking up, you have about 2,000 meters left to right of your ship, 2,000 meters up to down, and you end up in this large cavern where your sensors are detecting a gate, a large, 3,000 meter wide gate for a cavern moving up, and three other hangar doors. As you try and peer out the window of the ship, you noticed the one in front of you, the one to the right of you are white light, and the one to the left has a bright red light. And this is where we will end our game tonight.
There are 4 lights.
Okay.
Prepare for descent.
Demi is awesome.
I love Demi.
I'm glad. I was not sure what voice to do. So I also don't want to just talk straight normally. So I want to do a little bit of a something. So
it works nice.
So what you're saying, you don't want to be a straight space raptor?
Oh, okay. And on that note, thanks for tuning into the stream, everybody.
This has been another episode of Starfinder on the Into the Dungeon Network. Thank you so very much for being here. If you enjoyed the show, please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and tell your friends. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time.